Whatever force it was that brought you here, soldier, I am grateful for it.
Although Morfydd Clark has a long list of other film and television credits, her most well-known part is that of Galadriel in Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Welcome to Every Screen. Spoiler alert. Despite the varied reviews Rings of Power has gotten since its 2022 premiere, one of the show's recurring highlights in seasons 1 and 2 is Clark's performance. Rather than attempting to replicate Cate Blanchett's film portrayal, Clark offers her own unique interpretation of the role. Even though Clark's Galadriel is younger, more impetuous, and more prone to rage, she still gives the character gravitas and a commanding delivery of her lines, bringing the Rings of Power to life and creating a compelling relationship between Galadriel and Charlie Vickers that is especially entertaining to watch. Clark was already a rising star prior to the Rings of Power, though, and she has continued to play other roles besides Galadriel. Which films and television series has Morfydd Clark appeared in, aside from Rings of Power? She had a significant year in 2019. 3 years prior to the release of The Rings of Power in 2019, Clark's work started to garner acclaim through awards. Her performance as the lead in the psychological horror movie Saint Maud, which has a 92% review score on Rotten Tomatoes, brought her praise. She portrayed Dora Spenlow and Clara Copperfield in The Personal History of David Copperfield in 2019, in addition to the title role of Maud. The cast also featured Dev Patel, Hugh Laurie, Tilda Swinton, Peter Capaldi, and Ben Whishaw. She appeared in His Dark Materials Season 1 as Sister Clara, a nurse at Bolvangar, entrusted with caring for the youngsters held captive, in a recurring role that same year. In 2020, she played Mina Harker in a Dracula miniseries, continuing her career with horror and literature adaptations. Clark spent 2020 and 2021 filming The Rings of Power Season 1, a production that became more challenging as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since then, she has continued to make appearances in other films. In the horror movie Starvaker from 2023, she even acted alongside Matt Smith from House of the Dragon. The future film and television projects of Morfydd Clark expounded. The Rings of Power, Seasons 3 to 5, and a Shakespeare adaptation are her biggest upcoming projects. With 5 seasons planned for The Rings of Power, Clark will have plenty of time to devote to her role as Galadriel, who will undoubtedly make it through the series and appear in The Lord of the Rings. Her most well-known upcoming role outside of The Rings of Power is as Ophelia in the Hamlet movie. This Hamlet adaptation also features Riz Ahmed as the eponymous prince, along with Timothy Spall as Polonius, Joe Alwyn as Laertes, and Art Malik as King Claudius. The only other confirmed project for Clark is to co-star with Eddie Marsan in Joe Marcantonio's revenge thriller Uncle, which is both directed and co-written. The casting of Marsan and Clark was revealed in May 2023, but there have been no further updates on the film since, so it's unknown where it stands. For the foreseeable future, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power will continue to be Clark's principal part, with Hamlet and maybe Uncle contributing to her filmography.